and the Fanchise Forecast, we look back on the hottest and coldest players of the week. But this week, Al, you know what? It's ice cold here in New York. But for the New York Knicks, we got a couple of red-hot players we got to talk about. We opened the show talking about the youth movement and the big week that they had. So right now, I got to square the focus on one Tyler, the Creator. 11 points this week, 41% shooting from the field, 5 of 5 from downtown, man. Got thrown into the fire on the road against one of the top teams out west. A Knicks missed day miracle. Tyler Kolek had himself a great week, man. Continues to mature and develop as the backup point guard of the New York Knicks, man. Your thoughts on Tyler this week, man?
Fantastic outing from him, man, and I continue to enjoy watching him share the court with Jalen Brunson. That way you continue to have Jalen Brunson working off ball and getting him clean looks, working off screens. But to see Tyler Kolek continue to be a playmaker, I mean, CP, how about that pocket pass to Karl-Anthony Towns? This is what we needed, man, another playmaker for this roster. And look, Tyler Kolek is delivering right now. I like the way that he's playing. You cannot have him out of the rotation at all, Mike Brown. Can't.
Nah. He's got to stay. That's one thing that needs to stay as they head into 2026, and that is Tyler Kolek. They got to find some minutes for him at the backup point guard spot, and I believe that they will, man. So that's Tyler Kolek, certainly heating up and on fire as he cracks the Fanchise Forecast for 2 weeks in a row. Coming up next, let me tell you something about Mitchie, Al. Because you see, Mitchie, shout out to the Glockster. Mitchell Robinson is having himself a week. 4 points, hey, that's okay. The free throws are coming up, but the rebounds, that is his game. He is right now the offensive rebounding king of the NBA. We're going to put some respect on his name in a couple of ways. Number one, check out this stat, Al, from our guy Fred Katz. He says Mitchell Robinson is currently averaging 12.2 offensive rebounds per 100 possessions, which means he individually is offensive rebounding at a higher rate than 22 teams in the NBA. Insane numbers. Insane numbers.
Insane numbers from Mitchell Robinson, man. And look, great to see him getting back into a groove. We knew he started off the season with an injury, came back, still looked a little slow, man, looked a little rusty, but now he's showing his dominance on a night-to-night basis, especially on the offensive glass, giving this team second-chance opportunities. Continues to battle, man. Doesn't matter who's out there. And you see that they're putting not one, not two, but 3 or 4 bodies on him, because that is how strong and powerful he is when it comes to just cleaning the glass, man. Dude is like a vacuum at that point. But Mitchell Robinson, man, this is why you need him out there, just because he gives you those second chance opportunities. And then defensively, CP, look at this man. He's averaging over he's averaging 1.3 steals per game and 1.3 blocks per game, man, in his limited minutes. Phenomenal production by the Blockness Monster himself.
If you want to understand the impact that this guy has, just listen to the past 2 sound bites this week from the Knicks opposing coaches. Both Kenny Atkinson and Quinn Snyder, in their post-game press conferences, noted Mitchell Robinson's presence on the glass and the challenge that he imposed on their teams as a significant factor in the Knicks winning those games. Mitchell Robinson, as much as Jalen Brunson, is part of a team's game plan. You got to know what a Blockness Monster, where Big Country's going to be in the fourth quarter. And one thing, Al, that you got to love that goes unnoticed, his technique is really, really good, man. Talk about fundamental. You know, people like to talk about Mitchell Robinson and his loosey-goosey personality. When it comes to blocking out, his technique, his fundamentals, that man don't play no games. Big Country is not playing around, because your next center is going to find himself either underneath the basket or in the first row when you deal with Big Country. So, great week by Mitch. And last, hey, shout out to the Big Bodega. Had a great return to Minnesota with the 40-point outing against his former team. And then against the Hawks, great job against the Hawks as well for Karl-Anthony Towns, who finished with 36 points in that game, just dominating. And altogether for the week out, 22 points, 49% from the field, 42% from three, 12 boards. Seems like the Big Bodega's efficiency is starting to peak back up, and he's cooking right now as we approach the end of the year.
Yeah, his efficiency is taking another step in the right direction, CP. And look, for a guy who started off the year slow, he's moving right where you want to see him, man. Being that efficient big, and that's what we need from him, man. But the one thing is not that he's only being efficient offensively, he's being aggressive. Like the way he played against Atlanta, the way that he played against Minnesota, he just needs to do that on a consistent night-to-night basis. And then when you do that, when you get that type of Karl-Anthony Towns, this team is completely unstoppable. So all we need is from Karl-Anthony Towns is to be that offensive juggernaut and just to be aggressive, man. Get into the free throw line 18 times. Can't scoff at that, man. Got to appreciate it. And then defensively, I think defensively he's actually coming around. He's not going to be your stalwart defender, all right? But he did get a defensive player of the game not too long ago, CP. Especially against the Spurs in the NBA Cup Finals.
Yeah.
All right? But I do like the way that he's been moving his feet, not committing too many of those silly fouls, man. He's starting to get slightly better in that regard.
Yeah, and as you said the key word, aggressiveness. That's what we saw in his outing against the Timberwolves and especially against the Hawks. Just really going at it. And you had two different styles, two different matchups in those games. You had a much bigger front court in the Timberwolves matchup and a way smaller front court against the Hawks. But neither one deterred Karl-Anthony Towns from being aggressive and getting instant offense for his team. And as you mentioned, the 18 free throws against the Hawks, that was excellent. He's got to control one thing. He is leading the league in offensive fouls. Those are turnovers. Got to cut those down. Mike Brown called him out. We know that's a big weakness of his, and he's just got to tighten that up. But right now, the Big Bodega is trending in the right direction. So let us know what you guys think of these three. Mitchell Robinson, Tyler Kolek, and Karl-Anthony Towns, ladies and gentlemen, featured on this week's Fanchise Forecast.